Hello, I'm Dawn. This is Yarn is a Sport, and thanks for coming by to play ball. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about, I guess, kind of the history of yarn, a little bit. I am 60 years old, so for me, acrylics coming out, acrylic yarn was like a big thing. Before that, anything affordable was Aunt Lydia's cotton rug yarn. You were told that you could machine wash gentle and to roll it and dry flat. So things have progressed a lot. You did have pilling, and we had this like stone that you would rub on. It was kind of like an emery, and you had to do it with the way that it was knit. You had to go like with the grain of it, and then pick all the little pieces out of lint out of the and then there were shavers, the little battery operated shavers. That was huge. You have the different brands, Brene, Lion Brand, and some of them have spokespeople. For instance, you've got Vanna White, but before Vanna, and somebody that, for me, in my time, which would be the late 70s and the 80s, when I was in my 20s and I was knitting and it wasn't necessarily cool, the person that made it cool was Vicki Howell. And she had her own line of yarns with Brene. I have one of her, and I will keep this label because to me that's collectible. That's why I've left this way. And this one is 100% acrylic. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not 100%. It's 70% acrylic, 30% wool. And then she started getting, she had her own business, and she started subscription boxes. And I noticed that this year is her 5th anniversary. And I don't do a lot of subscription boxes, but when I saw that it was her 5th anniversary, I thought, you know, I want to make sure I get one box this year. So I got the July box. And when I opened this, I was like, I don't like surprises, but I like good surprises. Going back to a little bit more like with history, you have the knitting and the purling and cabling and lace. And it seems like people go one way or the other once they master the knit and the purl. They pretty much either do, it's kind of like they either stick with drop sleeve or they go in the round, but that's kind of seems to be the way it is. Once you mastered, that seems to be your go-to. And I can remember when more than one color in the acrylic yarns hit it, and it came out, and it was planned pooling. What it was is and it was called planned plaid, I think is what it was called when I was a little girl. And which by little girl I mean, you know, in the mid to late 70s. So if you did it a certain way, you would get the plaid argyle in the knitting. And then in the 2000s, I'm pretty sure it was in the early 2000s, not early 2000s, 2010s, I saw Xandy, I want to say Xandy Peters, and now Anderson is in my head. I am sorry if you see, which I doubt they're going to watch this, but with the stacked stitches. And that is something that, to me, you need to concentrate on. And the next thing that I saw new that came out that I was like, wow, was the planned pooling. Or I'm sorry, assigned pooling. And that is something that I've been meaning to do something with. Well, this box has that. I was so excited. So packed nicely. I really like the way that they do this. So she has this pretty, I think it's like lavender print. And I love that she gives you the printed patterns. That, to me, is just so nice that you don't have to download them. Now, I believe that they do have a link so you can, but it's so nice to have the printed pattern. And she gives knit and crochet. But this is what assigned pooling is. You have a little cluster that you do when you're knitting. So this kind of looks like a little flower. And the way that the yarn is dyed is what makes this. And with the crochet, that's the crochet. And I think you just do a different type of stitch with that one. So there is some definition. This comes with some other little goodies. Wonderful lavender sage hand cream. And I don't know if you can still get this box, but the boxes come out the first week of July, sometime between the 1st and the 10th. And she does give sneak peeks. And I don't think I realized that when I ordered it. And then I got from Twig and Horn a wraps per inch. And these little grooves is where you can set your yarn in and kind of, because, you know, sometimes we're like, yeah, it says a 2, but it kind of looks like a 1 or a 3. This will help you. And same with the wraps per inch. If you do the wraps per inch, you're going to have a better idea as to the pattern and if that yarn will work for it, or if you have to alter the size according to the gauge you get, it will help you. So I'm so glad I got one of these because I haven't been able to find them still in boxes. So what I got is Dream in Color yarn, smooshy cashmere, fingering weight, 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon. This is 50 grams, 184 yards. And they suggest a US size needle 0 to 2. And this is called Violet Fields. Now, I have not yet undone and really looked at this yarn. So I'm so excited to do this. And I like that it's a green. Not that I don't like gold, but I'm excited that it's a green. All right, now, let's see if I can get this all in here. If you look, usually 25 to 30% of the skein will be in one color. Anytime you have a skein dyed like this, you can do assigned pooling. Dawn Barker is the one that is given credit for coming up with this method. And she has got some great tutorials. She has some lovely patterns. One of them that I was really intrigued with was cream and nice cranberry pink and olive, and you do that, and then the pattern and I don't know if it's her pattern or somebody that was affiliated with her. They did plain black and then this cream. So you have what looks like, it looked just so nice together. And I can't think of the name of it. I want to say it's called Antique Roses for some reason. Then there's another one that is blues, like a nice deep denim blue with yellow. And that one, when you do it, can look like fireflies in the night sky. So that's a nice one too. But I am just really excited. I love these colors. I'm anxious to do this. And those that know me know that I do wear neckerchiefs to keep the sun off my neck. I don't do well in the sun. And it's not a matter of just burning. I have some other issues, so I just usually am covered when I'm in the sun. So I wear those, and what I do is I put my stitch markers on them. So this will be, I don't have anything this color. I'm excited to make this one. But I wanted to tell you it's Vicki Howell's 5th anniversary on her Yarn Yay box. And if you don't get the July, she always has knit and crochet. She is one of the pioneers in really making knitting cool. Again, this is her box this year. And I want to encourage you to try to get at least one. If you're going to do one subscription box, that would be a good one. Because if you don't do it, in my opinion, it's still collectible because it's Vicki Howell. There's others. I'm not saying, I'm just saying I know she's been in the industry a long time, and I just wanted to support her and thank her for encouraging people to knit and everything that she has done. I am going to try to do this more often. I know it's probably been about 3 weeks since the last one. So I'm going from one a month to every 3 weeks. We'll see if I can do this a little more often. The house is getting a little more organized. We're at a stopping point on some of the construction things. I should have a furnace soon, which means air conditioning. And you can't really organize the rooms or paint the rooms until they're done with those things. So it's been a long process. Anyway, I hope things are going well for you. Please enjoy your crafting. I have not got a lot of things finished. I've got a few projects started that I frogged and redid and frogged and redid and then just put the ball of yarn aside. I have a couple of projects. One is, I have a test crochet for Lynanne of Nina's Knots Crochet. I have a test knit for Knit a Bit. I'll put it below. I really like this one. I am not big on color work. I hate dealing with floats. But this one, it's sweet with the floats. And it's got a twist to it that makes it different and eye-catching in my opinion. So I will show you that next time. And I have completed the knitting for a weaving in, which I usually do as I go, but some of the yarns, because of where they ended, I could utilize them for putting this together. So I'm working on that part, putting it together, and I will show you that next time. Enjoy your crafting. Don't be afraid to frog. And thanks for coming by too. Yarn Caddy's going to say that didn't count. It was a double-handed catch. Play Bob.